Welcome to Whiskey Mountains. I'm Adriana, and today I am still on Antelope Island. I camped here overnight, did a couple videos yesterday actually out here. So, and today I'm doing one more hike before going home. But it's just crazy pretty, and I just thought it was a very appropriate place to do High West Bourye. High West is, of course, a Utah whiskey. And Antelope Island is right here in the middle of the Great Salt Lake. Just connected by a little causeway, and only maybe an hour and a half or so from this distillery. So it just seems appropriate. So this is the 2021 release. I don't actually have the specifics for the 2021 release, but I assume it's, if not the same, fairly similar to the 2022 release. And it's called Bourye because it's a blend of bourbons and rye. Not too shocking. So it's actually kind of interesting though, of a blend. This is all MGP sourced. They're still aging their own distillate. Some of their products are starting to get their own distillate in it, but I believe this Bourye is all MGP sourced. But you've got two high rye bourbons. One is 21% rye and the other is 36% rye. And then you have a very high rye. So I think it's 95% rye. And it's aged for 10 years, so it's a nice age. Now, it's a 92 proof whiskey, and it's actually gone up in price this year. I think it used to be around $75, and now it's about $90. And the other thing is, it's very much a limited release. So this is, I think there's about 5,000 bottles, and it is only being sold in the state of Utah this year. This is new to this year. This was not the case in previous years. So if you really liked Bourye before, it's going to be a lot harder for you to find, unfortunately, now. But you could always make a trip out to Utah. It's gorgeous out here. And I think they're trying to, by limiting it here, allow for the stock to go further, and that they might be running out of some of this aged MGP stock, and maybe hoping to go into their own distillate. I don't know what the plan is there. So, but I also think it's kind of neat on the label of the Bourye bottle, they have this jackalope. So with this kind of idea that it's, you know, this weird combination of bourbon and rye, it made them think of this, you know, American West animal creature, the jackalope, which is supposed to be a jackrabbit crossed with an antelope, and it has like horns, so you can see their depiction of a jackalope on the label, which is kind of neat. I think it's a neat sort of out west representation of this Western distillery's sort of strange combination of whiskeys. I have tried it a couple times at home, but let's try it out now. So I got it here in the glass. I'm wrapping my hands around it to try and prevent it from getting too chilly. It has a pretty nice nose. It definitely has more of a rye nose than a bourbon nose. You're not getting any caramel. But I am getting some oak. Kind of an RC cola sort of taste. Or smell. Like it really reminds me, when I was a kid, my dad and I used to go to this like local mom and pop, and we would get RC cola in the glass bottle. And it kind of reminds me of that. But actually, as it's just airing out right now in my hand, not even that long, I am starting to get like more vanilla. Almost like vanilla Coke implies too much of a synthetic flavor. So RC cola in that like old school cola style, but then also some vanilla is coming out. All right. This is going to sound like it doesn't go together, but I'd say it has more of a rye profile, but it does have a lot of cinnamon, which I do associate more with bourbons. But it's like a cinnamon and a tea kind of thing going on. honestly, I do like it. I actually like it right now more than I did at home. So maybe it's a nice outdoor Bourye. I'm getting some citrus. I feel like I'm getting some citrus. I wrote down some of the notes I saw online. I'm definitely not getting all of them. But I do feel like I get some citrus. They said orange chocolate. I don't know that I get all that. But citrus, yes. Maybe orange, yes. But mixed with this cinnamon and tea kind of thing going on. Not a strong finish. But honestly, like, there is a nice sweetness to it. I guess it's more like along the chocolate side, like a milk chocolate. They said orange chocolate. I don't know that I get all that. Be orange, yeah. Along the chocolate side, like a milk chocolate.
Look, I don't get paid enough, or at all, to be consistent. Just go with it.
I honestly like it so much more out here than I did at home. At home, I felt like I wasn't getting as much out of it. I didn't get as much flavor out of it as I am right now. So maybe it's that it's aired out a little bit, and so, you know, more flavors are coming to the surface, but I like it. While we're letting that air out, I am on Antelope Island. Today I'm on White Rock Loop. So, and it's just really neat. Like yesterday I did a Prairie Peak Trail, and that went up to this really cool peak that you could see. But I'm also really enjoying this one. The beach that I'm walking back towards now is just really pretty. It's like this, it's because of the salt. The Great Salt Lake is quite salty. So the beach is just covered in salt. I came at just the right time of year, very beginning of April. Once it gets warmer, you don't want to come here in the summer. There's zero shade for one, so it'll be hot as hell. But also, from what I understand, the biting gnats are crazy. So early spring / late winter, or late fall / early winter, I think are probably the best times to go. If you do come visit Salt Lake though, during those times, Antelope Island's not that far away, and there's a lot of easy hikes. You can just come for the day. There's some campgrounds. I mean, it's just really crazy pretty. They even have e-bike rentals, so you could even do that if you'd like. All kinds of options on this island. It's really cool. So, but anyways, back to the trail. I mean, not back to the trail. I'm on the trail. For you guys, back to the whiskey. So I aired it out a little bit. I'm getting rye spice, oak, and some caramel. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's kind of a nice nose. It's like rye spice, but it's really rounded out with the oak and the caramel. So, I mean, which is pretty much what you would predict, I would say, when I tell you it's a bourbon rye blend. As it's aired out, I feel like it's kind of gone more over into the rye profile. It's a little more herbal tea kind of thing going on. Not as much sweetness. And I'm getting just like a tiny explosion of pepper right when I swallow. Not a big one, but just like a bit of spice kick right when why am I holding my glasses? It has a little bit of like a butteriness to it though too that I like. It's probably a great way to honestly transition yourself into ryes. It really is kind of an interesting blend. It's still bourbony enough for us bourbon lovers, but it's got some of that kind of different rye spice and weird complexity of a rye whiskey without that overly dominating it. So it is good. I wish there was more of it so that they didn't have to jack up the price. I don't think it's worth $90. It's 92 proof. It's good, but it doesn't have like a crazy good finish. You know, it's not blowing my mind or anything. So that's the part that I struggle with on this one. But otherwise it's good. It's probably one of my favorite things that I've had from High West. But actually, you know, but it is, I will say, a pretty good outdoor bourbon. Well, I have barely any left, but thanks for joining me today on Whiskey Mountains. Salud. and come on! This bee was not excited about that. To land, I guess, mainland. Try to warm this up a bit.